Hey everybody, Aaron Grice here. Hey, I just wanted to create a quick training video for you guys to help you get going in your marketing for those of you, especially for those of you who are new coaches, or for those of you who are coaches, have been doing coaching for a while, and now you discovered it's time to expand your audience a bit, and that's going to happen through social media. Nowadays, you know, word of mouth obviously is one of the best ways of, getting the word out there. That way, you're already in a position of being trusted because a friend has recommended you or a client has recommended you. But if you want to get more clients, if you're just starting out and you trying to figure out how to get new clients, social media is the way to go. And unfortunately, even for those of you who are afraid of doing video, you have to learn how to do it. People expect to see you. They want to be able to get a feel for who you are and how you present yourself, and whether they're going to be comfortable with working with you. And video is the best way to do that. You can write all you want, but your personality comes across through the video. Okay, don't be afraid of it. And one of the beauties of downloading a piece of software. I'm going to show you, how to use the best. And I just found one a couple of days ago that is absolutely fantastic. And it's easy to use. And there's great instructions, which is really important when you're first starting out. And so, without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to the brand new Filmora9 that I just found the other day. And I think it's going to serve you very, very well until you get to the stage where you're making $150,000 a year and you need video production. You can just hire that out to a company, right? But this stuff, it's fantastic. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And then, so Filmora9 is the one that I'm recommending right now. This was a little project that I was working on a couple minutes ago. Let me just go ahead and we're going to start a new project. And you can see here that when you start this up, you have the option of creating, if you're just going to set something onto Instagram, they have requirements for the format for your video. It has to be a 1:1 format instead of 16:9, which is normal format. And so you can create it just for Instagram, but I am going to recommend that you don't do that, that you create it in either a standard format or a widescreen format. And when you export it, you can export it to wherever you want it to go. Like, you'll have the option of exporting to YouTube, and it'll format for YouTube's requirement. It'll format to Instagram if you're exporting to Instagram, or it'll just do it in standard format, and then it'll make an MP4 that you can upload wherever you like. Okay. So without further ado, I'm going to do just a standard 4:3. I don't need to save the changes of the old project. And I'm going to go ahead and import. Now you can drag and drop from your file folder, but I'm going to show you importing a media file. You can import a whole folder. So I actually do have a folder that I'm going to be drawing from, and it'll import everything in that folder if I click on that. Or import from your camera or your phone if you have your phone plugged into your computer. Or if you're on your phone and using this software, that's kind of wild. So download the media from Facebook, download photos from Instagram, or download photos from Flickr. it's amazing because, you know, like a year ago, you wouldn't be able to find this without spending $300 or $400 on the piece of software. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and I'll show you importing files. Okay, so I have this practice folder, and if I want to do them one at a time, I would just click on that. It's going to import that, right? If I wanted to do them, you know, I'm just going to hit the control key. I'm going to select this one and this one and this one and then import that, right? Or I could have imported the whole folder, which would have brought them all in. So another one of the nice things that I kind of appreciate about this software is a lot of software, if you're inputting something, it automatically puts it into your timeline down here. Whereas this one, you get to choose where on the timeline you want this stuff to go. So if I'm going to, let's say we'll start off with this one. I'm going to drop it down here, and I want it to right at the start of the timeline, right? Now, right now, yeah, this was saved in a 640 by 480, 30 frame per second. And then the project settings are 640 by 480, 25 frames per second. And the bit rate changes depending on the platform that you're going to send it to. So we'll just go with the project settings. You can change this when you export to a different format, a different speed, and I'll talk to you about that when we export. So I'm going to do that, and you see this is okay. So this is set up so that I can work with each frame individually. If I wanted to just go into this particular frame, I would bring my cursor here, and then I can work just in that frame. So it's like it's at the 29-second point, right? 29 second, 29.05, whatever. If I want to, you know, work with a larger portion of it, I just drag my timeline down a little like this. So now I can see the whole video, okay? And this is, it's pretty short. It's a 3.5 minute video. And so now if I wanted to throw the next piece in, let's say we're going to do this, and I can put that here. I can leave a gap if I think I'm going to put something else in there. Like I may want to put an audio description in this slot here. And what I could do with that is I would just go to my little microphone here, and I could record some audio and drop it in there. It'll automatically get dropped into wherever my cursor is, right? And then I can adjust the auto as we go along. Let me see now. If I do this, oh, that's double clicking on it lets you watch or listen to whatever's going on, right? So I'm going to now drag that down into here, test audio, okay. I actually want it on, let me see if I can move it to, you see all the wonderful things you can do with this. You can adjust the audio. So if you double click on it, that brings up an audio recorder, so you can fade it in, fade it out, the pitch of the fade. You can also remove background noise. So if you're creating even a video or an audio, doesn't matter. And say, like you might have heard it, my fan kicked in for the heater. I could remove that background noise just by clicking on this button, okay? And then you can set your audio levels here. And then you can shift more right channel, more left channel, whatever. So say okay on that. Now I've got a blank screen up here, so I've got this audio track, and I created this just because I was trying out the different tools that are available. You can record from your webcam, You can record your PC screen, which is what I'm doing now, or you can record a voiceover, which is what this is here. It's just an audio recording. And I was just playing around with the tools, give you an idea of what's available. So now we've got this blank screen here. I maybe want to put some kind of a picture in there. So let's go ahead and we'll import some media. See if we can find a picture that might work. Let's go into Unsplash. Unsplash is a great place to find pictures that don't have royalty rights. They're free to download and use as you like. And so that's where I get a lot of my stuff from. I am just going, let's take this and then let's drop that in there. Okay. So I'll actually drag it over here. And then I want it to go the whole length of that audio file. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to stretch it out. See how easy this stuff is, man? I tell you what, in the past, it was the stuff that I used was so chunky, it took you 15 minutes to do that. Anyways, as for audio levels, here's your audio track down here. You can go down here and you can adjust the audio up or down, okay? Or, of course, as you saw, when I double-clicked on that, it brings up the audio thing, and you can adjust your volumes here too, right? Okay. Now, if you're doing a voiceover, let's say you've got this video that you're looking at, and let's kind of scroll over here, and I actually wanted this audio to come to, whoops. There's a way. I know there's a way to move that down into, see, this is an audio section, this is a video section. Okay. Now it might not be, because I imported it, yes, it might not be able, I might not be able to move that down to the audio area. So let's do this, because I want to show you how this works. Let me go ahead, I'm going to put my cursor here, so we're right here, and then I'm going to click that. And now, see, that brings up, if you're just working with your built-in microphone, that's what's going to be chosen here. If you have a plug-in microphone somewhere, plugged into your machine, then it will give the option of choosing that as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and record. Gives me a couple seconds to get set up. And now whatever I'm telling you guys is going to be recorded here in the audio section, right? And so that is going to be an audio overlay. But the thing is, if you look, this video already has some audio in it, okay? So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to stop that, all right? And then I'm going to dump that. Now, if I don't want to hear both audios, because if we go back here, of course, it's going to be audio from both the video and what I recorded are, on the same, are being played at the same time. So what I'd have to do is I would have to go here to the end of that section, and then I could create a cut. So I go over here, I use my scissors and I cut that, right? And then I can take and, first of all, I'm going to click out of there and I'm going to click just on this area. I don't want the whole thing selected. Did I do a cut? Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm just going to select this area, and now I could drop the volume of that piece of the video down to a level where it's not interfering with, you know, what's going on here. So now when I play that, all I hear is the one that over. Okay. If you want to, if you go in here and you want to fade that in and fade that out, then you would just do this. Okay. And we can adjust the volume a touch. Okay, the volume is way down. We'll bring that volume up just a touch. Okay, we're going to fade it in and we're going to fade it out in a few seconds. Right? Not that, you know, there may be a time when you want to do that. What I do with a lot of videos is I will play recorded music in the background. If I'm making a meditation tape, I will have binaural beats audio running in the background of my meditation tape. And so it will be a subliminal message. So I'll just tune that in so it's just barely audible, but it's still part of the whole script, okay? So then if you want to edit, let's let me see now, I'm going to say okay on that. Let's go to, well, let's just drop our timeline down a touch. And I want to drop this in. Okay. And then we'll go over to here. You know, as I'm playing this, if I find a piece that I want to cut out of it, you know, I'll just drag my cursor over. And if I want to, again, if I want to really get finite about where I'm going to cut and where I'm going to fade in, I just expand that timeline out. You see, now I can work with individual frames. I can place this exactly where I want it to be. And then I can shorten that up, move that over a few seconds. I'm going to drag this over and let's do a, oh, okay, I didn't do the first cut. Anyway, let's go back to here. We'll do a little cut there, right? And then I'll go over to here and I'll do a cut there. And I can either take and highlight that, and I can get rid of that piece. If I made a mistake, I'll just click on this and that puts that back in there. And now you'll probably want to create some transitions, right? So now that we've got all of our video chopped up to the way we like it, what we can do, I just want to take this down a little bit. We go into the transitions, and there are 233 different types of transitions you can use. And if you want to know what that transition is going to look like, you just double click on it and it shows you what happens during that transition, right? I'm going to go into the basic. What I like is a page curl, right? So now you can either take and drag these like that. Once you do, see this line down here, that is your transition. You double click on that. Now this says how long a transition do you want? The norm is, you know, 0.02 seconds, 0.02 seconds. And right now what it's doing is it's setting the transition as a prefix. In other words, this video is going to be transitioned out into the next So it's going to be transitioned out into that picture or into your next video, depending on where it is. If you want to blend them, you would just click on overlap. Why aren't you doing it for me? Oh, because this is an audio file. It's not allowing me to overlap. But I generally overlap them so that it fades out of this one and into that one. And then you can click on Apply to All. So if you click on Apply to All, it is going to apply that same transition to every position that you've created a splice. Now you first have to select the entire project, or you have to select all of the areas in that project that you have created a splice, and then click on Apply to All, and then it puts that into all of those positions. Just drag it. It's not a big deal, right? Unless you've made 100 different cuts, then yeah, it's a big deal. So what you may have to do is you can do a control click, and now I'm selecting all of the pieces, and then do your transition and then apply to all. So it's now going to be applied to all that's selected. Okay, so that was a pretty quick little intro. This stuff is fantastic. There are all sorts of effects that you can install. As you can see, there's 542 different effects. And of course, if you want to add a title at the beginning, you can drop a title in, and these are the formats for the titles. You can drop them into wherever on the screen you like. If you want to add the different, there's all sorts of good little elements that they have already included. I sometimes like to put in, let me see what's in effects, if there is an overlay of, I know that there is an overlay where you can actually put in, a scrolling script, or you can put in your own subtitles so that people don't necessarily have to listen. Like if they're in public on their phone and they're watching your video, they might not want to have the audio running. So they'll turn the audio off and they can just read the scrolling script down at the bottom, right? So let me see what else now. Tools. And okay, I think that's probably going to give you a pretty basic understanding of how this works and how simple this is, to use. And go ahead and make a couple of videos. Just turn on the webcam, speak into the mic, and do your workshop, or do a little advertisement, or just talk to just like you're talking to a friend. This is what I do. This is what I'm excited about. This is how I can help you. And and watch it, see what you don't like about it, do another one, and just play with this stuff and figure out how to put in, if you want some in-depth stuff, like taking the background out, putting in another video in the background, or just a picture. There's lots of software that you can download that will put in like starbursts and waves, and you name it, really, pretty much available for a price, obviously. But get a hold of me, text me, message me, and let me know. Hey, I was watching your video. I downloaded this software, and now I'm stuck. I don't know what to do. And we'll organize a time where we can spend half an hour together, and I'll kind of walk you through this stuff. Well, I hope this is helpful. If it is, please, you can share it with as many people you like. And here's the thing that I want from you. I want your feedback. I want you to let me know what worked, what didn't work, what you'd like to see in the future, because I'm all about making it work for you guys. I am all about helping you guys get your name out there, and start getting your business going and making it as effective as possible. The world needs our help. Let's put it that way. So I want to help you guys as much as I can getting going. Have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Okay, I forgot to show you guys how to export and some of the things that you can do when you're exporting. And so here we are. We're finished, creating and editing our audio, our video. We've added some audio. We might have put in some effects like scrolling script or subtitles, that kind of thing. And then if we hit on export up at top here, and there we go. So now you're going to give your video a name, and this is going to be video editing 101. And where you're going to put it, we're going to put it in the practice area. If you want to put it somewhere else, obviously you just hit that and do a file search and put it in wherever you want. Now this is the resolution that it's going to be exported, and it's going to be exported in the format of MP4. If you want to do an MOV or an FLV or some other format, an MPEG-2, AVI, whatever, you can use, you can put it into those kind of formats. If you want to upload directly to YouTube, you click on YouTube and give it a title, and it's going to upload directly to YouTube. You can put it in whatever category. You have to tell it whether it's public or private. And then same with Vimeo. Or if you want to just output to a DVD, if you have a DVD recorder, you can put it there. Or to any device that you have, like if you want to output for your iPhone, your iPad, it's got all sorts of neat stuff. I'll tell you what, smartphone output. So we're going to output locally, and then I will, upload it to the different places that I want this to go. If you wanted to upload to Instagram, you would have to have recorded in Instagram format, and since we didn't, then that's not available up here, right? Okay. You probably want to have a GPU accelerator encoding enabled so that it downloads faster, and it allows the software on the receiver's machine to increase the speed and enhance the performance of the video. Anyway, so that's that. It's going to be output in 1366 by 768. I actually sometimes want to downgrade that a bit and put it into 640 format, but that just really, all that's going to change is the speed that this is going to download to their smartphone or to their iPhone, or onto their desktop. Okay, so And interestingly enough, Filmora, the Wondershare people have explained all of this, what it does and what it's useful for. So if you're wondering what format to export at, or you can go onto their website and you can read all about all the different things and the different things that they suggest that you do. Okay, all right. So just hit export. And now it's kind of thinking about how it's going to export, right? So now you see it's exporting and it's telling you that there's 12 minutes remaining. So if you're, at the end of your day, you've just created this video and you're tired, you want to go to bed, or you want to go and do something, it's first thing in the morning, now you have to go to work, you can actually have this shut down the computer after it finishes rendering your video. Isn't that cool? Okay, so in this case, I'm just going to sound a reminder, and when it's done, when it's done saving this, um, it's going to just give me a little bit of a ding, and then I can open it and have a look at it and see what it looks like. Okay. So I'm going to end it there. Now I'm going to have to actually go back and edit what I'm just downloading now, or what I'm just rendering now, and tack on this little bit at the end so you guys will be able to see that. Anyway, have a good day. I will talk to you guys later.